All right, guys, we're live. How's everybody doing today? Welcome in here. Kurt Magoosh, Sports and Slaughterhouse Sports. So, got some, pretty good content, I guess, for today. It's a lot of Michigan State. There's one Clemson guy that we're going to be looking at. Tons and tons of commitments really to cover to get caught up on these next few nights here during this weekend as we're getting into mid-June. A lot of people are traveling, and recruiting is really heating up before we're going to get to late July. And we're in late July, we're in August. We're mostly going to be focusing then on Saturdays, and then we're going to probably reconvene after the season, and then we'll probably recap everything that goes down with the recruiting battles as we get to December. But pretty much looking here at Jaylon Braxton. Okay, Jaylon's from Frisco, Texas. Okay, plays at the Star a lot, and he is carrying the football, so all the great cornerbacks, pretty much 100% of them, or 99%, are probably going to play wide receiver, and they're also going to play cornerback as well. You look at him, and he really brings physicality to the position. I mean, even though he's 6 feet, he absolutely can hit like he's 6'3". So the guy is a really, really good tackler. I would say that that's really the strength of his game. He has good anticipation skills as well. Like he's a playmaker. All right, this guy will intercept the ball. He'll take balls back to the crib, some pick sixes, and those sort of things. So. You look at him in the open field, he's very good. He was also a punt returner, so on special teams, day one, he's going to play, and he should have a chance to compete early on in the secondary. Every fan of college football kind of knows about Michigan State and their struggles in the secondary. I mean, what Purdue and Ohio State did to them. It was a young defense really last year, or it was a defense that is going to improve, and it was a run-the-football, ball control offense. But Mel Tucker, that he wants to really add defense, and you look at the anticipation. I mean, this guy has good anticipation skills. He's going to be making explosive plays on Big Ten quarterbacks, and Big Ten quarterbacks will throw you those passes. All right. I think he's very good off coverage, actually. I think he's really good in zone coverage. I think that he sees the game really well from kind of that perspective, that kind of microscope where he's kind of looking at the football from a zone perspective. Against if you put him with a speedster and he has to go press man, he doesn't really, on the highlights, he's not really doing that a ton. So, and I also think his speed is good, but I don't know if it's the elite of the elite speed. I think he has good speed. I think he's great at playing the football. He's a great tackler. I think that he's tremendous in off coverage. That's how I would use him in zone, and that's how I think Mel's going to deploy him at Michigan State. You're seeing pretty much that the momentum of last season, winning a New Year's Six bowl, even though it didn't come against Kenny Pickett, but pretty much being undefeated in Big Ten play, before going to West Lafayette. You're seeing that pay dividends with Mel Tucker in this recruiting cycle. I mean, he's got, Jalen Hall I just reviewed. He's got a couple of interior linemen on both sides of the football that are very highly regarded as well, and Florida and Texas. So they're getting guys up to East Lansing from Florida and Texas, really, like Tampa and then the Dallas-Fort Worth kind of North Texas area. They're really recruiting that well in this cycle. So they're taking momentum. And then last year, that also people say, oh, well, Mel Tucker is just a guy who masters the transfer portal. Well, you look at a kid like Jaylon Braxton, you look at Jalen Hall. These are really good high school players that are now also coming to Michigan State. I think that this guy is going to be a very productive college player, okay? All right, you just see his instincts. He can move laterally. All right, this is a skill, going full strength and then having the ability to cut back and forth. I think he's going to be a terrific corner. I think they're going to play a lot of 3-4. I think that that's what Mel wants to do, is play a lot of zone coverage on the back end. And I think that it's going to be really, really successful. All right. And listen, if he has to play press, he'll eventually do it. When the ball's in the air, he seems to be fairly comfortable, like when guys try to challenge him deep. But here we see him off, and then we see him break on the football. So he understands angles, which, Mel Tucker's a brilliant defensive coach, and he would recognize that, and the staff as well at Michigan State. Look at this play. 6 feet, but I think his wingspan is pretty dang. I think that he has a pretty good wingspan. Watch how 4. Okay, he's 4. Watch how he's not really in position here. This guy's gonna block him, and this is gonna be an easy kind of run to the outside. Look at how he gets low here. Gets low, flexible, and uses his wingspan and athletic ability to wrap and tackle, and then he spins too. That's what you're taught. Like when you have high school kids and they're taught about the tackling circuit, or even in middle school football, you have that pad and you try to twist that pad, tuck and roll. This is a tuck and roll kind of a play. Really just a great tackle, great form tackle there. So Jaylon Braxton, he's a playmaker. And this is a really good recruit for Michigan State. This is a guy who's explosive and a guy who I think loves the game from what you see on tape. I guess all these kids, can maybe love the game, but I just think that, his effort, there was a play on this tape too where, he's 60 yards away and he's still running to get the guy. Those are intangibles that you could see that the tape can, can show you those sort of things. So you could see a kid's personality through their tape. And that's just, really good instinct, breaks on the ball. Boy, there you do see the speed. So sometimes, boy, oh boy, the speed pops too. So Jaylon Braxton is really, really solid player. There's nothing really, negative about his game. He's going to come in. He's going to be a big-time athlete in the Big Ten Conference at Michigan State. And Texas is just littered with talent, specifically North Texas. So there you go, guys. They even got the Lake Travis quarterback. So Michigan State, Jaylon Braxton.